This is not the NFL. This is the NFL.
Who's ready for another edition of the NFL? I hope you said me, as in you, because here we go. Today, I'll illustrate how Russell Wilson would have been a bird of a different feather if Matt Flynn hadn't had one big game. We now know Green Bay head coach Mike McCarthy gave Aaron Rodgers the last day of the regular season off, with the NFC's top-seeded Packers riding high at 14-1. But what would have happened had Green Bay needed to win that last regular season game? Well, Rodgers would have started, of course, and of course he would have torched the crummy Detroit D just like Flynn did. Remember, the former Bayou Tiger was king of the NFL jungle that day, chewing up the Lions for almost 500 yards and 6 TDs. Obviously, the old Cal Bear would have done the same, but Flynn's wallet would have been a little bit lighter going forward. That's because without that sterling one-game audition as a starter, Flynn wouldn't have been cast by Pete Carroll's 7-9 Seahawks as the leading man in Seattle's production of 12 Angry Fans, or The Birdie Dozen, or Carroll's 12. The sequel to Carroll's 11, or some other lame pun involving a movie with the number 12 in the title. So who does start under center for the Seahawks? It's time to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? While playing QB in Seattle. Here are your options. A, the Seahawks trade up in the 2012 draft to get Ryan Tannehill. B, they figure out a way to bring Matt Hasselbeck back from Nashville. Or C, they go after the biggest fish ever in the free agency pool, Peyton Manning. Yeah, that's your winner. We'll go with that one. And by going all in with Peyton, the Seahawks go diving deep in their quest for the brass ring, or whatever those Super Bowl rings are made out of. And after a win in our nation's capital in the first round, the Hawks fly to the ATL for a foul divisional round game. It's in a dome, just like Peyton likes it, but in a move of specious gamesmanship, the Falcons turn on the air conditioning and intentionally leave the freezer door of the fridge open, causing the climate in the dome to drop to 39 degrees, which naturally results in a pick six for Asante Samuel, a win for the Falcons, and a shot at the Super Bowl if they can just beat the Eagles. Wait, what? Yeah, the Philadelphia Eagles. They're soaring high themselves thanks to rookie phenom Russell Wilson. In reality, Philly actually had identified Wilson as the guy they wanted and would have taken him in 2012's third round had Seattle not beaten them to it. In this alternate reality, they do get their man, who beats out Vic in camp in August, then gets the Eagles to the doorstep of the Super Bowl in January. Of course, Philly loses that one, as Andy Reid tends to do in NFC title games, but there's no chance he's leaving town now, so in the spring of 2013, the lowly Chiefs hire Oregon Ducks mastermind Chip Kelly, who in his first season puts together a feel-good turnaround story behind a strong D, Jamal Charles' transcendent running, and the steady hand of the recently acquired former Packers backup QB, Matt Flynn. Oh, and since the Eagles have Wilson, Nick Foles gets drafted by the Skins to back up RG3. You know what? I'm actually getting dizzy. Vertigo is a potential hazard here in the NFL.
This